All right, so I wanted to go through the Google Docs suggestions feature with you guys. I did post the link, but I know seeing it in action might also be helpful. If you also want to, I'm sure there are plenty of YouTube videos that are not me going through this. It's pretty simple, and once you get used to it, you're like, this is amazing. So here I have a little sample document. From Google Docs, so you can see it better. And it's actually the MLA template that Google Docs has. But anyhow, I have peer review 1 up here, and then the paper name and all that. So make sure, like I said, the first thing, make a copy of your document, your rough draft, before you turn in your rough draft, because when you turn in your rough draft to me, there I am, so you're not looking at that the whole time. When you turn in your rough draft to me, then that actually makes me the owner. So that way people can't be shady and go in and change stuff, you know, after a teacher graded it or something and they still have access, blah, blah, blah. So it actually makes me the owner. So just make a copy of it before you turn in your rough draft. So one copy will be your paper 1 or peer review 1, and the other one peer review 2. If you have 2 separate documents, it will make your life easier and will make the people reviewing your paper easier, because if you have 2 different people on there doing suggestions and all of that kind of stuff, then it just gets messy. It has a whole bunch of stuff on there and it gets really confusing. So it's just, everyone's life is easier in the end. So you don't have to turn in the peer review documents to me, like on the portfolio. But for your portfolio, you do have to have your rough draft and your final draft files. So first thing, you paste your peer 1 link, and make sure, like when you do the share settings and like you share the document, also make sure that if you're logged into your NLC account, then this should work. If you are not logged into your NLC account, like if you're going to peer review someone's stuff, then you'll need to change it to something, anyone with a link, which if you've ever had to request access for me on some documents, it's probably because I created it on my UALR account and then I transferred it to this one because, you know, both my classes. So anyone with a link, I think it's easy. If someone doesn't have the link, they can't get to your paper. So it's not like it's publishing it on the web. But, you know, if you do the NLC one, then that's fine. If you're going to review someone's paper, if you can't access it, if you're not logged into your NLCC account, then that's probably the problem. And if you have multiple multiple Google accounts, Google gets confused. So log out of them and then just log into your school account, and then that should work. Also make sure that's not just viewer. That means the person can't edit it. Just make it where they are an editor, and copy the link and then paste that in Google Classroom. Just make sure you also label peer review 1 and then the link, and then peer review 2 and then the link, because if you have 2 links in there, you know, that'll look all kinds of crazy. So just label them, makes it easier. So that's the first thing. Then also make sure you have suggesting turned on your paper. So when you make your copy and when you post them into Google Classroom, make sure that the suggesting feature, make it bigger so you can see it. The suggesting feature is turned on, okay? That it says edits become suggestions. That means if someone is changing stuff in your paper, fixing things, moving things around, they aren't for realsy changing your paper. So you don't have to have, like, you know, a heart attack about it. This means that they are just making suggestions, and it makes it where you can delete them or go with it or whatever. So, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So when you get someone's paper, if it does not have suggesting turned on, make sure you turn it on. So make sure you turn it on when you post your stuff. If you didn't, then if you are, when you go to peer review, make sure that person turned it on. Okay. So 2 people, the author and the peer review, make sure it's turned on. So you turn on suggesting, make sure it's on. The natural default is editing, by the way, where you just go through and just like any other normal paper, it doesn't matter. Okay. If you turn on suggesting, if you're going in and typing in things, it makes it in a different color, and it says over here at what time that person did it and add whatever they decided to add. If you want to write something like to explain it or maybe give another suggestion, you can put whatever you want in there. You can also see it says or add others with the @ sign. You can do that, and you can tag all these different people. You should tag Tarver. That'd be funny. So, and I've had students do that where you tag, me in a question or something like that, and it will email me that you tagged me in something. So if you type stuff in, it does this. If you go in and say you want to, oh, that paragraph is terrible there, let's move it here. It looks better here. Then it crosses it out up there, but you can still see where it was. And then it does that. And oh, there's it's not indented. We need to indent that. And oh, look, it's MLA, because come on, Google Docs. You need to have the last name. Oops. Oh my gosh, I can't type today. And then, oh, look, it moved it over on that side. So got to make sure it's back over here. So, so we've got the last name there. Cool. It's my last name. This is my last name because it's my paper. Your last name would go here. So, and then, oh, come on, Google Docs, get your stuff together. So Works Cited page, because this is the Google Docs template. It's actually supposed to be on a page all on its own. So we need to insert page break. And look, it says, it shows that happened and at what time and all that stuff. And then, again, how I say this thing is flawed. Your Works Cited page is supposed to be in alphabetical order. So it will either be by the author's last name, or if there is not an author, by the first word of the title of the article. So this L does not come before E, right? So we'll move that. And I did not actually make it like that. That is Google Docs. So I say you got to know the things because it's not always right. Anyhow, you see how it has everything in different colors. So if you are going through and you have 2 people doing this, then you'll have 2 people, they assign them different colors. But once you get a whole bunch of these comments and things moved and all that, it will get very overwhelming. That is why we have 2 different documents. So let me go back. So when you are done doing your rough draft or doing your peer reviews, then this person, the author, already has access to it. So you don't have to go up and click share to give them access again. You don't have to share it to me or anything like that. Just back in Google Classroom, under where you commented to say, hey, I got it, or I'll peer review this, or whatever you want to say, under that person's answer for their links and stuff, then just say, I'm done or finished or whatever. So then that tells me, okay, cool, I can go in and look at it and then give you as the peer reviewer your grade. And then I can also tells the author of the paper that you reviewed that, okay, so my paper is done now. Now I can go and look and see what suggestions they made. So I can start applying those to my final draft. The sooner you get it done, the sooner, pretty much the sooner everybody gets theirs done, then the sooner the authors can get their stuff back and you can start working. The peer reviews and all that stuff are due Saturday. So, and starting this on Thursday and then being due Saturday, that is actually plenty of time. It might seem like a lot, but it's not. It's plenty of time to get it done. So get those things. If you have questions or whatever in Google Docs, let me, oh, there's one more thing in here I want to show you. So if you are still super worried about screwing something up, it has this feature and it shows the version history. So even if you accidentally deleted a whole paper, you could actually go back and revert it to, and it says what, restore this version? Yeah. And you can revert it to different steps in time. And oh, look, all my stuff is back and all my comments went away, blah, 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 because I reverted it back to what it was before. So this is very handy, very useful. If you have questions, like I said, just let me know.